Estimated 400,000 job vacancies in the hospitality sector. Well, it's a possible sign that the UK economy is bouncing back. Is that really the case? Let's speak to Michael Kill from the Nighttime Industries Association. Michael, great to have you on. First of all, let's start with the number of job vacancies. Is that something that you have seen in your industry, and what is that reflecting, do you think?
Well, without a doubt, we're still struggling with staffing. In particular, we have a real issue with the sort of skilled workers, mid to senior skilled workers, which are very, very difficult to get hold of at the moment. As you've heard, for chefs and particularly things like security has been very, very difficult, and there have been a massive shortcoming. Hence the reason why things like rates of pay and environments and benefits, etc., have had to be looked at across the hospitality sector as a whole. And we are working very hard as a trade association across many of our members to ensure that there is many opportunities out there for people, but we are still struggling, and there are still businesses that are unable to trade to their full hours, their full capacity, because of staff shortages at the moment.
Well, on some level, is this not a fairly decent sign for the industry? Because surely in a cost of living crisis, one of the first things to suffer is hospitality. People think, I don't have enough money in my back pocket to go out this weekend.
Well, you've got to consider all the elements here. One, you've got to understand that we're just starting to move into those areas. There are still people that have money to spend. There are less businesses out there because we know the pandemic has lost many, many businesses across the 3 years. But we're moving into an area where businesses are being challenged by cost inflation. We're seeing things like a 300% increase in energy costs. We're seeing a 100% increase in business interruption insurance. Supply chain have had to lift their costs, and also we're seeing the increases in things like NI for staffing, and also product costs increasing. And it's a perfect storm realistically, because there's no headroom to pass those costs on to the consumer because they've got less disposable income. So we're almost in a catch-22 where we're seeing all of the supply and costs related to operation increasing without the ability to increase the product cost at the other end in terms of the consumer, because one, they will not come out, or the frequency of visits will slow, or dwell times within these businesses will slow, and ultimately they'll affect long-term business positions. So we're in a hugely challenging place at the moment, and the only thing that we can conceive in terms of support has got to come from government, and it's got to be about driving down inflation. But at the moment we're in stasis because of old administration not wanting to make a decision to move forward, and new administration not quite in place yet.